So recently I picked up the brand new LG CX 55-inch OLED TV, and it may seem pretty overkill what I intend to do with this television. I intend to use it as my primary computer monitor for editing all of my YouTube videos and also editing pictures. So in today's video, I actually want to talk about my first impressions of using this TV as a monitor for the past few weeks and whether it's been any good. Hey, what's up? I hope you're having a fantastic day and welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new LG CX 55-inch OLED TV. Now this is my brand new computer monitor that I have purchased to try and speed up and increase my productivity and efficiency due to the color accuracy of the OLED technology. Now, where OLED technology is far more superior than traditional LED technology is the fact each pixel on an OLED panel is self-illuminating. And what this means is when darker parts of the image are present, such as shadows or my jumper here that's black, it will show a true black level. So it means the pixels on the screen on the OLED panel that are black will switch themselves off to ensure that they are a true level of black. And it means the contrast is just insane on the display, giving you a hugely accurate image. Whereas a more traditional LED panel is backlit by lights. So that means when it shows a darker part of the image, it can sometimes not look as dark as it is, or it can look almost dark gray, depending on how high of a quality of a panel you actually own. Now, the main reason why I picked up the LG CX TV over a more traditional and conventional computer monitor was actually the value for money of the LG OLED TV. As crazy as this sounds, I spent £1,299 to get my hands on that TV panel. However, if we compare the specifications of the LG CX to a similar monitor from LG themselves that has a high refresh rate, it's got G-Sync and Freesync technology, and also it has the 4K OLED capabilities for the color accuracy that I wanted, I was looking at spending about £1,300 anyways, but only get about a 30-inch monitor that was an ultra-wide display. And to be honest, I was not interested in having an ultra-wide display for that much money in a monitor. I wanted my monitor to do more than just be a super accurate color monitor. Now, on the topic of doing more with the LG CX TV, this is where it gets extremely exciting. Now, because the LG CX has got the brand new state-of-the-art HDMI 2.1 connection, this means you can run your panel at 4K 120 Hz with a supported device. Now, unfortunately, at the moment, my computer is actually too old to maximize the capabilities of the brand new HDMI 2.1 connection. It's about 5 years old, and for graphics, I've got two NVIDIA 980 Ti graphics cards in SLI, of which is still a fantastic spec computer, but can't run 4K 120 Hz. So for those reasons, I haven't tested any of the gaming capabilities of this panel because I'm waiting until I can get a device that has 2.1 connection to just experience the screen in its full glory. Whether that be an Xbox Series X, PS5, NVIDIA 3000 series graphics cards, who knows, because at the moment, all of them are out of stock. So I'll be saving that for my full review of this TV that I'll be doing in a few months' time. So be sure to like and subscribe so you can catch that video when I upload it. Now, with OLED TVs, there are a few things to be concerned about. One of those things is actually burn-in to the OLED panel. Now, a lot of people say that when you use certain applications very frequently that have elements that are static and hardly move on the panel, inevitably over time will become permanent on the screen and burn in onto your TV panel. Now, yes, this is a concern, but there are a few things to mitigate this inside of the settings. Now, by default, the LG CX comes with pixel shift turned on, which means it will sort of refresh the pixels very frequently to sort of avoid this from happening. And also, if you don't run the panel at full brightness, this can also avoid the problem as well. Now, I have sort of accepted the fact that inevitably burn-in will happen on my TV because I use Adobe Premiere Pro video editing software for hours on end pretty much every single day, and there's nothing I can really do about it. It's just a trade-off between it being a workhorse and it being a fantastic device to make my workflow more efficiently, but hopefully over time, the videos that I make and things that I sell online will pay for the TV or a new TV in the future if this problem becomes too bad. But overall, if you're doing some light gaming, watching movies, doing light work, on the computer as a monitor, you probably won't experience anything too serious. Now, my first impressions of using the LG CX as my computer monitor for the past few weeks have been absolutely exceptional. First off, the OLED technology looks so good and the color accuracy has made my workflow much more efficient. When I'm color grading my video footage or editing pictures, I now have the most accurate possible pixel that I'm looking at that I've ever seen in my entire life, which means I can just make decisions instantly without guessing. Previously, my monitor that I used to have wasn't very color accurate, which meant I had to guess and assume how those colors would translate to a more traditional iPhone device that people mostly consume my videos on. And all the time I was making amendments and it would look terrible on the other device and I would have to go back and change them again and I could never get a good result and it was like different every single time. Whereas with the OLED technology, the colors are just absolutely insane. And because of the technology in general, it means they have like infinite contrast. You get true black levels when you're like editing shadows and like dark things like my jumper here. It's insane the efficiency that it's provided. Now there has been a few irritating factors of using the TV over a computer monitor. And the first one is every single time I boot up the computer and the screen, it boots up the stupid home screen. So it's like, oh, boot up the YouTube app or boot up BBC iPlayer or Amazon Prime. And I'm not going to do that because I'm here to edit a video and it presents me with the Smart Hub every single time for me to select an app, which I don't want to select. Another problem I've also experienced as well is with the remote. Now the remote's absolutely awesome. I enjoy using it. It's got this really cool tracking feature where you can wave it at the screen to select things, but that comes with a little bit of an irritation when I'm using it as a computer because I'll put the remote on my desk and then if there's any motion in the desk, it triggers the remote and suddenly this random cursor appears on the screen and takes a couple of seconds to disappear after it's settled down. That's another irritating factor that I've experienced. And finally, overall, I've really been impressed with the responsiveness of the mouse. I thought by using a TV, I could feel a bit of latency because that's how I've experienced televisions as monitors in the past, but this has been no problem whatsoever. In gaming mode, it feels really smooth, hardly any hideous motion blur when the mouse is flicking around the screen. Really good in that department. Now, if you've enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and also consider subscribing for my full review of the LG CX 55-inch OLED TV. But as always, I've been Ben Rowlands. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.